Hello students, today in this video we are going to see the explanation of chapter 6 from our supplementary reader Footprints Without Feet. In our previous video we have seen the explanation till page number 35 of your textbook, and we have seen till the story that Ebright he got third position, his whatever the project he was dealing with in his class 8, that project won him the first position in the geology department and the third overall position in the county science fair, right. So this we have done till page number 35. So today just open your books on page number 36 and let's see the story ahead. In his second year of high school, Richard Ebright began the research that led to his discovery of an unknown insect hormone. Indirectly, it also led to his new theory on the life of cells. So, during his second years of the high school, Richard started a research from which he found about an unknown insect hormone that later helped him in his new theory about the life of cells as well. The question he tried to answer was simple. What is the purpose of the 12 tiny old spots on a monarch pupa? So you have also noticed, I think, these signs, these spots on the butterfly. So what he wanted to actually search. So the question from where the research started, that was very simple, as to what was the purpose of the 12 tiny gold spots on the monarch pupa. These one you can see here on your screen. So these I wanted to search that what is the reason that they have got a special design on their wings. And next is, everyone assumed the spot were just ornamental, Ebright said, but Dr. Urquhart didn't believe it. So here everyone thought, right, whomsoever was there, whomsoever was doing the study so deeply about the butterflies. So everyone, most of the people said that the spots were made for making the butterfly, that it should look more decorative or more beautiful, right. But Dr. Urquhart, he did not believe in what others said. So that's why he went ahead, Richard, he went ahead to search all this. To find the answer, Ebright and another excellent science students first had to build a device that showed that the spots were producing a hormone necessary for the butterfly's full development. Now, Dr. Urquhart didn't believe that what are the other scientists thought that these are not the decorative things only, but the reason of something else also. To find the answer, this answer of this question, Ebright and another scientist, they together made a device that proved that these spots produced a hormone necessary for all the development for the butterfly, and butterfly from a pupa. So this project won Ebright first place in the country fair and entry to the International Science and Engineering Fair. There he won third place for geology. So they were they won that, they were successful in making the device to see that hormone which was necessary for that. So with this, Ebright won the first prize at the county science fair and the entry to the International Science and Engineering Fair by this project, right. So next, he also got a chance to work during the summer at the entomology, means that is the study of the insects, laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institutes of Research, right, which is known as WRAIR. So when he won the prize for his this research, when he got the first prize for that, so that actually gave him the way to get more chance. he also got a chance to work at the entomology laboratory of the Waterloo Army Institute for this research, and he was very happy for that. So he continued there also the work with this monarch pupa and all that. So let's see ahead. As a high school junior, Richard Ebrard continued his advanced experiments on the monarch pupa. So there also he continued his work with the monarch pupa as he went to the high school junior, and that led him to win the first prize once again. So let's see that. That year his project won first place at the International Science Fair and gave him another chance to work in the army laboratory during the summer. So by this he kept on winning at that time, you know. So he got there also the chance, and with he won the first prize there also, and that was the International Science Fair actually. And after winning that prize, he also got a chance to work in the army laboratory during summers. In his senior year, he went a step further. He grew cells from a monarch's wing in a culture and showed that the cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly wing scales only if they were fed the hormone from the gold spot, and it was one of his biggest research, right? So when he started, then during his senior years, he tried another experiment in which he grew cells from the monarch wing in a culture, and that cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly wing scales provided that they were treated with the hormone from the gold spots, which everyone was finding that these 12 spots are only the ornamental, but that was not so. They were providing the hormones, and he discovered in his next discovery that they can grow the wing scales can provide them with these hormones. So these researches, the project won first place for geology at the International Fair. He spent summer at the graduation doing further work at the Army Laboratory and the Laboratory of US Department of Agriculture. So there also this research of his that won once again the first prize at the International Fair, and he spent his summers after graduation doing more research on the subject at the Army Laboratory and the Laboratory of US Department of Agriculture. So like this he was winning whatever he was doing because he was very determined to his work. So that's why he was winning all the projects, and whatever he was doing that with great curiosity and interest. So let's see, the following summer after his freshman year at Harvard University, Ebrard went back to the laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and did more work on the hormone for the gold spots. So then he worked some more on the hormones released from the gold spots during the following summers at the laboratory of the Agriculture Department, and he identified the chemical structure of the hormone also there. Using the laboratory's sophisticated instruments, he was able to identify the hormone's chemical structure. So when he searched that, when he used his time in the discoveries in the Harvard University, so he identified that the chemical structure of the hormone using the special sophisticated means the special equipments of that particular lab. A year and a half later, during his junior year, Ebrard got the idea for his new theory about cell life. It came while he was looking at X-ray photos of chemical structures of a hormone. So after 1.5 years, Ebrard got the idea for his new theory, which was about the cell's life. And the idea came to him when he was looking at the X-ray photos of the chemical structure of that particular hormone, right? So that idea came to him. So what he did further for that, let's see. When he saw those photos, Ebrard didn't shout Eureka. Eureka means a cry of triumph at discovery, originally attributed to Archimedes. He used to do that. Or even I have got it. So what happened here when he just got that idea, that idea came to him when we have read that when he was looking at those X-ray photos of the chemical structures of the hormone, but he did not get excited about his discovery as soon as he found it, but he became he came to a realization that his years of study on that insects hormone had solved one of the puzzles of the biology. So he did not show his excitement over there. So let's see what is written. But he believed that along with his findings about insect hormones, the photos gave him the answer to one of the biology's puzzle, how the cell can read and blueprints of its DNA. Right. So here when he was doing that hormone study, he got the he discovered that DNA also. So, but he came to the realization that this year of the study of the some hormone has solved some more puzzle. That was a big puzzle for the scientist, that what is that. So first he discovered cell, then nucleus, then in the nucleus he found chromosomes, and in chromosomes he got what? He got DNA also. So here he came to the realization this year of the study on the insect hormone had solved one of the big puzzle of biology, and it had solved the mystery of how cells read the blueprints of its DNA, that where it is found. Okay. So DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity. It determines the form and the function of the cells, thus DNA, the blueprint for life. So when he started searching for that more excitedly, he was he was taking keen interest in that. So when he started so he found that the DNA is something, and DNA is what? It's a substance which carries the heredity from one birth to from parents to the kids. So here he found that the DNA is the nucleus of in the nucleus of the cell, and that controls the heredity, and therefore it determines the form and the functions of a cell. And he finalized that. He got with that idea that DNA is the blueprint of life. So Bright and his roommates, they made hundreds of drawings and the plastic models for this theory of DNA, which showed that how it was possible, and later wrote on a paper that which explained the process of all that. So it didn't surprise the people who knew them that he graduated from the Harvard with the highest honors, and stood second in the class among 1510 students. So then he became Bright went to become a graduate student researcher at Harvard Medical School. There he began doing experiments to the test theory. So here what he did, he then became a graduate student researcher at the Harvard University, and also started doing practical experiments to test his theory. If the theory proves correct, it will be a big steps towards understanding the processes of life. It might also lead to the new ideas for preventing some types of cancers and other diseases. So it was expected actually by Richard that if the theory proved to be correct, so then it would be a big step towards understanding the complex system of life, and also would lead to the new ideas and preventing certain type of cancers also and other disease also. Next, all of this is possible because of a Bright's scientific curiosity. His high school research into the purpose of spots on a monarch pupa eventually led him to his theory about cell life. So actually he had been very keen in the science since he started collecting the butterflies, but this didn't keep him away from his other interests in life, right? So he was very good. He was very good researcher in a way we can say. So Richard Bright has been interested in science, but his first science since he began. First began collecting butterflies, but not so deeply that he hasn't time for other interests. So with that, he gave his time to his other interest in his life also, with the collection of the butterflies. So let's see what was that. Bright also became a champion debater and a public speaker and a good canoeist. Canoeist is who pedals a canoe. Canoe is what? The small light boat, and all around outdoor persons. So what he did there, he along with all his collections and his interest in science, he started to give time to his other interests also, and he became a champion debater, a great public speaker, and a boat racer also. So he was also an all-rounder outdoor sports person also, we can say. He is also an expert photographer, particularly of nature and scientific exhibit, and he was great at capturing the nature and the scientific subjects also. So in his high school, Richard Bright was a straight a student because learning was easy. He turned a lot of his energy toward the debating and model United Nations clubs. So as he was a great student and always used to score good, he used to focus more on his extra energy on the debating and the model United Nations clubs. So he also found someone to admire Richard, a wearer, his social studies teacher and advisors to both clubs. Mr. Wearer was the perfect person for me then. He opened my mind to the new ideas, Bright said. So he also used to admire his social studies teacher also as an advisor to both clubs. Mr. Richard, a wearer, Bright thought that his teacher was a right man actually, who was one of the man who used to give him the open ideas, right, for his open mind. So he actually started giving him the open ideas. So that's why he is admiring here his teacher of SSC also. Richard would always give that extra effort, Mr. Wearer said. What pleased me was, here was this person who put in 3 or 4 hours at night doing debate research beside doing all his research with butterflies and his other interest. So his teacher was very much impressed with the fact that how Bright would give an extra 3-4 hours of effort at night for his debate research, apart the time that he used to give to his butterflies research and his other interests also. So he was very happy with his performance. Richard was competitive, Mr. Weir continued, but not in a bad sense. He explained Richard wasn't interested in winning for winning's sake or winning to get a prize. So his teacher, he further said that he added that he was a competitive but not in a bad sense, because what happened, we used to have the competition in our entire class and we want to show that we are the winners and all that. So that was not his spirit only. That was not he did not win to get prizes or for the sake of winning, but because he wanted to be the best. To be the best actually at whatever he did. So that's why he wanted to win the competition, and that's why he wanted to be a winner. So this is what makes a good scientist actually. This was told by his SST teacher. Rather, he was winning because he wanted to do his best job he could for the right reason. He wants to be at the best. So this was told by his teacher. Now next is, that is one of the ingredients in the making of a scientist. Start with a first-rate mind and curiosity and mix in will to win for right reason. Bright has these qualities. So that's why he said this is what makes a good scientist. He needs a first-rated mind along with the curiosity, and he added will to win for the right reason. So since the time Richard mother got him the book about these migrants of the butterflies, the travel of monarchs 10, so that book also he is telling that also he is admiring always his mother, that since that time that my mother gave me that book about the migration of the monarch, that created a curiosity that led him to towards the science, and that's why that is the result that he had just grown a big scientist. So this was the story of the chapter. I hope you understood that. Please read the chapter twice so that you can understand. Thank you very much.